What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube. And today I've got another edition of The Drive-In, where I watch recently released films and tell you guys whether they're worth watching, worth waiting for, or worth skipping altogether. Today I'm doing one that came out early 2025, maybe a month or two ago, maybe even a few more months than that, but sometime in 2025. And I saw the trailer, and there are certain actors out there that I will watch their stuff no matter what they're in. If I see their face or I see their name in the credits, I'm going to give it a shot no matter what it is. And one of those people is a current favorite of mine, newly formatted horror queen over the past couple of years, Samara Weaving. I saw Samara Weaving in what looked to be another Samara survival movie, right? She's become famous for those. One came out last year called Azrael. There's Ready or Not. There's The Babysitter, Killer Queen. There's all kinds of movies where Samara Weaving is just trying to survive some psycho, and she has to run around and be strong and overcome and be vulgar and be funny, but bring tension. She's so good at what she does, and she's so good at these Samara survival movies, as I've coined them, that I had to watch Borderline. It's more comedy. It's listed as comedy thriller. It's not technically a horror film, so it doesn't fit in with the rest of the channel to a degree. But it's a comedy first, thriller second, romance third kind of a thing. It's called Borderline, and it was written and directed by Jimmy Warden, who also wrote Babysitter 2, Killer Queen, and a couple other horror comedies. So he seems suited for this style. It stars Samara Weaving as Sophia and Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son, as Paul. And I didn't know Jack Nicholson had a son that was doing acting until I saw this guy's face and I went, he looks like somebody. And then I looked him up. He looks just like his dad. He has such a character actor thing to his face. That smile, that maniacal look, that pensive look, those particular facials that Jack Nicholson delivers like only he can, he has passed down to his son, Ray Nicholson, who plays Paul in this movie. And spoiler free, I'm not going to spoil anything, just going to do a quick review of this movie. This one is a bit under the radar. It's more of an indie. I bought this one for like $4 plus tax, so like $4.50 on YouTube. You can buy it from like Amazon Prime and a bunch of those things for about $4. Really affordable. It's a smaller company. I think Uncorked or RJLE or one of those companies released this one. Umbrella maybe, Uncorked, one of those. But Borderline is basically the story of this character with borderline, the titular title, borderline personality, and he is super obsessed with this famous singer, Sophia, played by Samara Weaving. He's really obsessed with this singer, and he believes they're getting married. He stalks her, he's a fan of her, and he believes they're going to get married no matter what. And he really sells this. I mean, this movie could very easily be an over-the-top, played-for-laughs, slapstick-style comedy. But these two main actors in particular buy into this premise so much. And it's essentially bodyguards looking out for Sophia, trying to save her from this lunatic who gets out of the insane asylum. And the lunatic is trying to throw a wedding and hire a minister and do all of this to marry Sophia. And you see both laughs and chills happen as the movie goes on. My first big plus for this movie is the writing. The writing in this is really, really wonderful. Jimmy Warden did a great job writing this. Dare I say it's his best written film so far. I really enjoyed. Again, this is the first kind of movie that has more comedy than thriller that I actually like the aspects of. Usually, you guys know on my horror comedy, thriller comedies, I always defer toward having a more tense, more horror-centric script. And this time, it was a more comedy-centric script that was way unbalanced in the favor of comedy, which I usually hate and ruins the film for me. But I got about 5 minutes into this movie, and I started to realize what this was going to be, and I bought into the premise because the actors bought into the premise. And they did such a good job with the delivery of how serious they take these unserious situations and how funny they can make the tension, and the writing just shines. And it's a combination of a bunch of different stuff that works in this movie. All around, technically, they nailed it, but the writing in particular makes this a comedy that not every line hits, not everything is funny. Sometimes the tone is a little off. Sometimes they get the wrong emotion in their tone, but for the most part, they nail the situation and take you out of the tension part in a good way with the comedy because it's so funny. And there were times in this that I actually laughed out loud, and I don't laugh out loud at comedies too much, but 4 or 5 lines in this got me pretty good. The comedy aspects in this were on the back of the characters. So I'm going to combine kind of two of my pluses here, characters and comedy, and just go into one soliloquy about the two. So the characters really sell this. So you've got Samara Weaving playing Sophia, who reacts in such a sarcastic way to the circumstances she's being given. And her facial expressions, just being in disbelief, are both funny and serious at the same time. She's able to play the tension and go, well, you really feel for her. She's having a hard day, which is what she does so well in these movies, covered in blood, smoking cigarettes, all the time. But like, she's able to deliver this in such a way that is so sarcastic because of how many things happen to her, that it's so funny, and you also feel sorry for her at the same time. You want to see her get out of the situation and survive the tension that's there, but you also want to laugh because she's reacting so silly in a positive way to the circumstances around her. Overall the characters, and it's not just them. First of all, I want to give a special shout out to Ray Nicholson, who probably stole the show for me more than Samara. Again, I love Samara Weaving and I watch everything she does, but Ray Nicholson played this in such a Joker meets comedy way, right? He made this character and be so over the top, but yet so grounded in how much conviction they have. Comedy characters can do their job perfectly if they're doing silly things and doing very manic, show-stealing kind of things, attention-grabbing kind of things with their facial expressions and their movements, and they can be silly, but if they buy into their own hype and they believe their own circumstances and they sell that to the audience, that's when a comedy character can really be a mishmash of scary and funny at the same time. And Ray really did that. And I mean, Ray gets that from Jack. I mean, look at The Shining. That's a perfect example. The Shining, of course, leans more toward the manic, scary, depression character. But Ray has elements of that in this character with Paul and does it so well. So in a movie that has Samara Weaving, Ray Nicholson steals the show. That being said, I want to give the background characters a lot of credit too, because I didn't write them all down. But Jimmy Fails is in this as a basketball player who kind of wants to date Samara, and he's got some funny chemistry lines with Samara. Their chemistry is good. He's got some stuff with Ray later in the movie. He is somebody that veers way more toward comedy, but you can tell that he's genuinely having fun in this movie. And I've never seen Jimmy Fails before, but I get the sense that he's an improv actor and does some sort of improv comedy, or did at some point, because he excels in improv so much, and his delivery feels so improvised that either he's just great at doing improv and they just said, go ahead and take the script and make it your own, or he just delivered his lines in such a way that felt so organic that made them feel improv. There's another character in this, I forget, I want to say her name's Abby. I forget her name in this, and I feel bad for forgetting this because she was good. But she was a bit of a Russian assistant to Ray Nicholson, who he hired to help pull this wedding situation off. And she is so ridiculous in this too, that she comes across like this little sawed-off assassin, this short little spicy assassin that makes her funny because she is so diminutive in stature and so short and small, but she packs such a punch that rivals her with Samara Weaving, and they have some fight scenes that are wonderful. She's got some other action sequences that she does very well. For somebody that small to pull off believable physical comedy and fight scenes is wonderful. She did a great job. There's a scene where they're singing a song at a piano together. There's a musical number in this movie that also made me laugh out loud. It is wonderful. So background characters nailed it. So all in all, I just want to say main characters stole the show, but all the background characters were given something to do and used their comedy in different ways. They managed to accentuate all the strengths of the different characters. That's a combination of really good acting, really good total cast chemistry, and really good writing by Jimmy Warden. My only real downside in this was that there wasn't more tension. There was so many times when this was so funny that it does take you out of the circumstance of this pop star potentially being gone missing or being killed or being married to a psycho or whatever's going to happen. There's good moments of blood, good moments of tension, but you don't feel the tension as much because the characters are so funny and they're so good together that it does take you out of the thriller aspects of this movie a lot. There's not as many jump scares. When they do it well, but they don't do it enough because they are so good together that you get lost in the comedic aspects and the strength of the story, but you're not as pulled in to the tension. That's my only negative. This one is an hour and 34 minutes. That counts the credits, so it runs like an hour 29, an hour and a half. It's available right now, like I said, on Prime or YouTube for like $4. It was well worth the $4.50 or whatever it was with tax that I spent on this. I had a very good time. I'm not going to count it in my top 10 for the year because it's not really horror. It is comedy first. Kind of romance second, even with the way the scenes are edited and the music, which all adds to it. But it's so funny that I would just call this a comedy with some thriller aspects. So it doesn't count in my horror rankings, but it does count as one of the better things that I've seen this year. If you get a chance, Borderline is going to go under your radar, but it is a well-cast, good chemistry, funny, silly, moments of tension, good time. So check it out. I give this one a 7 out of 10. I had a blast watching it. I could be convinced to go rent it again and watch it over again because Borderline is one of my under-the-radar steals so far for the first half of 2025. Tell me in the comments down below if you've seen it. If you like these movie deep dives, please like, share, and subscribe. Please tell me in the comments what future films you want to see me shoot. I shot 2 videos already today. I'm shooting about 3 more. I'm shooting in bulk today, so you're going to see these come out over the course of the next few weeks. I have another review coming up here, I guess at this point next Tuesday from when you're watching this, but I did just review I Know What You Did Last Summer, so go and check that one out. And again, if you've seen this movie, let's please talk about it because I want more people to see this movie and I want you guys to talk about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.